Okay. Oh. Oh, okay. I know where I'm going with this. If I can get the... Come on! What? Amazon just pulled up, looked at my house, but they're pulled in the other way. What are they doing? They better be delivering stuff. Although, I don't believe the hype. No, he's going to the other. Damn it! Pool table guy's getting a delivery. My neighbors better stop getting deliveries. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be bullshit. Learn how to spell. Getting the words in. You know what? If the Yankees had swept the Red Sox, maybe I would have worn a Yankees hat, but I don't have a Yankees hat. What a great weekend. According to Savannah Banana Duck, Fenway reached out to them to play there. Probably old news, though. I think they have actually played there now. I'm almost positive they played like 25 of 30 MLB stadiums. In an interview that the dude just had on Dan Patrick's show was that next season they're going to do not only all 30, but they're going to go overseas and they're going to play Wembley Arena, or one of those big giant the stadiums out there that holds like 125,000 or more people. And their goal next year is to break the attendance record for themselves and also for like Major League Baseball, whatever the attendance, like 6 million people in a year or something like that. It's insane. It's insane because we went to that stadium those years ago, and it was like 12,000 people maybe, and now they're doing 100,000 people. You know, they came to Jacksonville 2-3 years ago, and I think it was like 12,000, 13,000, whatever it was. And those tickets were like $100 a piece. Ridiculous. I enjoyed the Ducks. It's basically about their first world tour, so yeah, I guess that was a few years ago. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that one. I'm gonna watch it. The only thing we really watched, it was Friday night, and then Sunday night we watched Department Q on Netflix. It's a crime thriller set in Scotland or something. I don't know. It's pretty good. I liked it. If you like those kinds of shows, it was a good show. Saturday, my wife didn't get home from her mother's till very late, so we did not watch it. Do they have one squad that travels around and one squad that plays in Savannah? No, there's no team in Savannah anymore. That stadium they use as a practice stadium and to for tryouts and stuff like that. I believe they have 2 Party Animals teams and 2 Savannah Bananas teams that do all the tryouts. So they have 2 different teams that are leapfrogging places and doing doing so that each team might play 100 and something games, but it's basically they just call it the same squad. And then depending where they're going, like they're in Hey, we're playing at whatever they call it now, Minute Maid Stadium, whatever they call it now in Houston. And so we're going to hire for one day for one game. We're going to get Roger Clemens in, or we're going to get Jeff Bagwell in, that kind of thing. We're going to play at Yankee Stadium, and we're going to get, I don't know, Nick Swisher. Who knows? Yogi Berra is going to come out of the grave and Montclair and play. So yeah, they have two teams. So now his goal is to eventually have 3 or 4 teams, because these are basically they are college players, but now they're actually getting paid finally to do this, and I would imagine they're getting paid well. And then they always have, wherever they go, they always have usually recently retired major leaguers. Like I know they were in Orlando, and they had Johnny Damon played for them one of those games. I think last year, or the year before. Yeah, I've seen all the one day celebrity players they're doing. It looked like that started last year. Yeah, so they've finally figured out we can make a lot of money, or he's figured out we can make a lot of money doing this. So let's spend some money and get some of these ex ball players in, so then we can make even more money. The guy's a fucking genius. I'm gonna start doing this on my YouTube. I'm gonna start getting Johnny Damon to come and hang out with me. So look for that episode of Armand Rosamilia Chats with Johnny Damon pretty soon. I would not pay $100 now to go see them. And again, I saw them, and it's, if you're a baseball purist, it's hogwash. There's Tom Duffy. Tom was sneaking on me as I was writing our next chapter. I saw that, Tom. Son of a bitch. I think the pro players come to him too. He don't even have to. I'm sure he's like, here's the schedule, and somebody's looking, and they're like, you know what? I'm in Vermont. How about I come down and you pay me $5,000, whatever, 10,000, millions of dollars. I don't know how much they even pay those guys. They might not even pay them. They might be like, yeah, come on in. We'll give you a couple of hot dogs, and it raises your profile that you're here and you're going to come and have some fun. I read one of them. I don't know if it was Clemens or who it was, but they basically just showed up like, the game starts at 7. They showed up at like 6 o'clock, and here's your uniform and go take batting practice, kind of thing. And then, then you're playing and just follow along. You can't go expecting to watch a ball game. You have to go like you're going to see an improv show. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Like, my wife was like, oh, this is kind of fun. And I'm like, no. They're playing music for the whole game. When batters are up, when people are pitching, the first base coach is breakdancing, doing backflips. There's like 3 people pitching a ball at once. There's 4 batters up. A guy runs to third base instead of first base, and then he steals second. Then he steals first. Then he steals home, and that counts as a run. I do think it's neat, though, the pop-ups. If a fan catches a foul ball, it's an out. I think that's for the last out. I think that's kind of a neat thing. You get ejected for bunting. Yeah, they said that only 3 games, and 2 of them this year. Only 3 games has the last out been recorded from a foul ball pop-up where a fan catches the ball to end the game. And then they bring that fan onto the field, and he celebrates with the team, which is kind of neat. So just all kinds of fun things. But yeah, you go not to watch a baseball game. You go to watch the circus. The orange is kind of fun too. Like, you win an inning not by total runs. Yeah, there's so many crazy... I have not followed it, obviously, as much as you have, although I guess you watched the documentary, which I'm going to have to watch. What channel did you say that was on? Was that on Hulu? As opposed to when a fan normally catches the ball and the crowd beats the crap out of him. Oh, yeah. Or when a fan catches the ball from the opposing team and you got to throw it back now. Which I think is the stupidest thing the last, like, say, 10 years. That's dumb. If I catch a foul ball, I'm keeping that ball. I don't care who hit it. Fucking Aaron Judge hits that ball in Fenway Park, I catch that ball. I'm putting that ball in my pocket. Or I'm going to come prepared knowing I'm going to catch a foul ball, and I'm going to have another ball stashed in my pocket. And then I'll catch the Aaron Judge, and I'll go like I'm putting it in my pocket, and then I'll throw the other ball. It's on ESPN Plus, so Disney and Hulu also. If it's on Hulu, we have a login from my daughter, so we can watch. I found that out last night. She brought up some show, and I'm like, what's that on? She's like, Hulu. I'm like, I don't get Hulu. She's like, yeah, you do. I have Hulu, and I gave you the login. I was like, oh, all right. I had no idea. I guess I can watch some Hulu shows. Maybe tonight we'll go through some Hulu shows. Write it down. I did write it down, actually. I did write it down. Did you clean up the hibachi? How many Florida deadly spiders were in it? So here's the fun part. That cover's been on for literally like 2 years. When was the last time I used it? At MondoCon. Was that 2 years or 3 years ago? I don't know. So Friday, yeah, that is the fun of it. It's Friday. We peel it off slowly. Okay, and the top of it is just filthy. It's been out there for years. And as we get to the other side, they have the things on the sides. I didn't flat top last year, and I know I didn't flat top the year before. So it might have been like 3 years ago. It's just too hot. Yesterday was about 1,000 degrees. It was disgusting, and if I had thought about it, I would never have done it. I'm glad we did, but it was disgusting. So as we take it off, yeah, the one before was, yeah, she did smoked meats, is right. There's two the mud wasp nests on top, and I'm like, motherfucker. On top of like the side thing. But she used a stick and she just scraped them off, and there was like a couple of dead wasps in it. So they hadn't used it in a while. Then we had to clean it. So Friday we cleaned it. She cleaned it. Friday she starts scraping. There's rust on it, so we start scraping down a layer of rust, and then she got the Brillo pads out there. She's doing that, and then we yesterday. So she tried to start it, wouldn't start. But she's like, it's clicking. It's just we don't have propane. We haven't used the propane tanks. We haven't grilled in like 3 years. So she took the propane tanks, got those filled. We finished cleaning the top off nicely, and then we just basically then you got to season it. So you put a thin layer of oil on it, and then you just crank up on high on all 4 burners, and it bakes it in. And it was like, holy shit, can this get any hotter? So now the fan we have outside has not worked in a long time, and she was pissed. She was like, I wish this fucking fan would work. So she turns the switch, nothing happens, and then she takes the pole for the awning and she just starts spinning, and then the friggin' fan worked. I mean, it didn't really help all that much. We put another fan out there too. So we had 2 fans blowing. By the time my daughter and my son got here, it was like, let's just get this over with. Let's do this. She had also forgotten to make rice the night before, so she made it that morning early, and then we put it in the fridge because it can't be, because then it gets mushy. So it's got to like sit overnight really. But it was still good because we put it in the fridge for like 2-3 hours. Then I made rice, we made the vegetables, we made steak, we made chicken, we made shrimp, and it was all just fucking delicious. delish, except we were all four of us were just like sweating, disgusting sweating. So yeah, so I was like, so she's like, you're not going to use this week coming up, and I said no. But I'm like, you know what? We should probably do this on weekends. Maybe this is every weekend, Saturday or Sunday, she goes to her mom's and she basically spends like the entire day there. So I was like, maybe on the day that you don't go to your mom's every weekend, maybe we'll do something on the hibachi. And that could be like, okay, let's do breakfast. You know, let's do some because I think the one year we did the Sunday brunch, and we did the French toast and sausages and bacon and stuff like that. TikTok live on the flat top. I've about given up on TikTok. I'm gonna be honest with you. The only reason I post the TikTok coffee of the day now is because then I can automatically drop it over to Facebook, and then I have the video that I also then drop over to the to YouTube. Literally, TikTok is like 20 views, 15 views, 5 views. It's ridiculous. But I do it just to do it. I could go YouTube live. That might be the way to go. YouTube live and just cook all that shit up, and you're like, wow, but I got to do the angle so you can see all the rice that drops on the friggin' ground. My wife dropped one of the pieces of steak on the ground that was cooked, and then later, while we're out there cleaning the grill, there's Nick Zinn. While we're out there cleaning the grill, the dog, she ate the piece of steak. I mean, it took her a long time to eat it, figure out this chunk of steak how to eat it, but. And then we had, of course, we overdo it, so we had tons of leftovers. And so I had some for lunch today. I was surprised Chuck didn't show up to eat the piece of steak on the ground. I was too. I was like, Alice, wait. That's Chuck's. Give it another half an hour, then you can eat it. So she waited. Good times. And my son and daughter went in halves, and they bought me a 6-pounder of Taylor ham. Just said to my wife last night, did you know they were buying this? She's like, yeah, but I forgot. They told me like a month ago they were going to do it. She's like, why? I said, because you just bought me like 2 boxes. I have 2 boxes and 6 pounds. You got to go through the 6 pounds first. Because then you get those giant slices. Instead of those 4 little thin slices that are like, I don't know, like bologna slices. You get giant. I just do 2 giant or 3 giant chunks. So I might do that for dinner. I might do pork roll sandwiches for dinner. No, I did not say Taylor ham. I said pork roll. It even says pork roll on it. I gotta keep taking notes of things I'm thinking of that I have to do this week. Because I had a couple things I was going to do last week and I just totally friggin' forgot. And I'm like, you know what? I'm getting old. These post-it notes are here for a reason. I'm more than likely going to have to go to the bathroom at some point during this, just so you know. There's a lot of hibachi yesterday and today. Can't spell today. I'm starting to expect a poop break during the stream now. It's an element of the show. It's become an element, yes. That can be something we use monoclones. But you're gonna say to me, "All right, go take a poop," and then I just gotta go take a poop. No, the poops are free. I give free poops. I'm sure there's nothing to do with all the coffee I drink either. I do got to come up with some new stuff for Mondo Coin though. The problem is I haven't watched anybody else's feed in a long time, which I got to start doing. I got to start writing on while other people are doing their feed, because I've been very lax, obviously. Yeah, Mondo takes a massive Duke, 1,500 points. I've been very lax in adding people to Twitch. Once I became an affiliate, and I'm getting paid. Let's be honest with you. I'm getting paid like, once you hit $50, you get paid. I'm getting paid like every other month. So it's not like I'm making $1 billion here. But probably about $600 a year doing this. Writing books I got to write anyway and make money on, so no big deal. So, but I should build it up a little bit, right? I have 385 followers, and about, 10 of us are actually in here, but I'm not on anybody else's either, so. Been very busy. I'm close to 250 followers on YouTube. Follow me on YouTube if you don't. Watch a couple of videos. I don't care if you even watch a bunch of shorts, just watch. Tom Duffy said, some kid is making a ton of money opening cards on Twitch and going through them, and people offer money on the cards they want. That's an interesting one. That's an interesting one. I should do that with my dad's cards. Since I don't know, I got probably about 2.5 million freaking cards. So there's nothing to open. He's already opened all of them. Somebody was like, I think Amanda Ward was like, "Oh, you've played Minecraft on there?" I said a couple times, but like not in a long time. She's like, "Oh, my daughter watches those all the time." I'm like, you know what I should be doing? I should be playing Minecraft on here at night. And I should be just playing Minecraft and filming that. Repacked wax. That'll be the video though of me repackaging, me gluing packs together. And then if I don't have packs of the cards, I'll just make my own out of loose leaf paper. Just write on it 1969 tops, and then just fold the paper and put some cards in it. I am going to get this page done. Maybe not, this chapter done. Maybe not while writing on Twitch, but I will do it. I'll take the Raleigh Fingers card with mustache. There's not many without a mustache. There's not many of his A's cards in the 60s and into the 70s without. No, not yet, Mr. Frank. Next page, Mr. Frank. Almost next page. Maybe I'll do one for like 200 points. It'll be like Armand yells something random. I'll do that. Something like that. That might be dumb. 2,000 points. Armand listens to what Jethro tells him. That would be awful. That would be awful. I'll tell you what, you couldn't put down 1,000,000 points for me to listen to a Rush song, though. That ain't gonna happen. That's just awful. Nothing says rocking like a flute. Exactly. When I think of heavy metal, I think of flutes. Even though I've finally hit the next page, Mr. Frank, I'll do a window look. So the my Chinese running queen, I've not seen her in several days, but her husband, I've seen him out there. Big tough Spanish dude. He likes to take his shirt. He takes his for some reason in front of my house always. He takes his shirt off and he wipes his face with it. Then he just carries it along with his big muscles bulging. Next page, Nick Zinn. Next page. But it is 91 degrees and I think it feels like 99. It said. A little cloudy, but not. We still got sunshine, so little breeze too. There's nothing going on. Nothing. It was warm. It was warm this morning. I didn't get up till almost 10:30 this morning. I had a night of tossing and turning, and then when I did wake up, then when I did finally wake up, it was almost 10:30. Does he do it in slow motion? He's not fast with it. Let's say that. I wouldn't call it slow motion, but he's not like super fast when he does it. Not only next page, but over 50K. Yeah. Yeah, we just went over 50,000 words on this. Here's my deal, Tom. You ready? Hopefully, you feel well enough this week. Let's try to finish this fucking thing. We got this. We're on chapter 39. We got 10 chapters after this chapter 10. If we each do a chapter and we do one extra chapter in that time, we should finish this thing by Friday. That would be the goal, or the weekend. That's the goal. And then be like, boom, done. And then Monday morning, I start the next book. That's the goal. Ooh, we get a lot of words coming in. Hold on. The Paul Stanley interview was far less awkward than the Richie Sambora interview on Billy Corgan. I haven't watched those. I've seen like little parts of them, but I haven't sat down. I think I watched the part of the Gene Simmons one. That was it. We should better finish it by Friday. So that's the goal. Chrissy Harder rating with a party of 3. Thank you very much for the raid. Appreciate it. Getting some writing in. Yeah, I'm writing chapter 39 of this, a 50 chapter book. 50 word book would be very small. Yeah, so we just hit 50K. And Harder's gonna hard. I see what you did there. Bop. Excuse me. That was hibachi from yesterday and this morning. Or this afternoon. Whatever. Anyway, I gotta finish this page, get to the next page, throw it back to Tom. Maybe Tom, this afternoon, if he's feeling good, will write the next chapter of this. And then later on, I'll write the next chapter. And so on and so on and so forth. We'll get this thing done by 6 o'clock tonight. We got basically 13,000 words left in this book. 13,000 words, 10 chapters, perfect. I'll get at least one done today. That would be perfect. Then I might get another one done today, so then you have to write tomorrow. That's my goal, is to not to have this on my plate. Or I'll just write one tomorrow morning. Who freaking knows? I might have to take the car for the oil change tomorrow, which I never did. Which for lunch, I already had lunch. I had the hibachi. Some hibachi leftovers. I could probably eat 2 more times. There's so much leftovers. That's what I had, hibachi. I'm going to grab some lunch. Hope the writing goes well. Thank you very much for raiding in and popping in. I will have to jump on your page at some point here. Because it's getting ridiculous. I'm not doing other things. And Chrissy Harder followed. So I will follow back. Thank you for that. I appreciate the follow. Everybody follow. Excellent. This is why we do this, people. This is why. Speaking of food, are there any good Chinese buffets in Jack's? Been around about 20 years since I've been to a good one. We go to every one Thursday every month. Me and about 6 other authors. We go to Sakura Buffet on what is that? It's not Beach Boulevard. It's the other one. We go to that one. Why can't I think of what the hell the name? I'm gonna look it up real quick because it's gonna annoy me. Atlantic Boulevard. I can't believe I couldn't think of Atlantic. On Atlantic, Sakura. They do the hibachi food thing. I don't ever do that because they have some good seafood and veggie options. So I like it. Fajitas for me. Fajitas, yes. I'm gonna do fajitas sometime this week. Tom says you have come to the right place. Right, exactly. Heck yeah, fajitas. Whoa, what language, Mr. Frank? Children might be reading this. Puck said, that's awesome. Used to go to a pretty good one with this awesome boss of mine with a great taste in music down in Daytona. There's a couple. There's that one. There's two that used, one in Norman Beach and one in Daytona, but both of them are gone. Those used to be the freaking bomb. When I worked in Daytona Beach, I would go. There's one right where the Kmart used to be. That one's pretty good in Daytona. This channel is internationally renowned for its Jack's Chinese buffet recommendations. Oh no, now we're talking about Daytona Beach too. So we're international. National. That new Japanese buffet is pretty good. Yeah, so it's the Japanese, they have a Japanese buffet right up near the airport where the Red Lobster used to be. It's in the old Red Lobster building in the town center up near the Jack's Airport. And they have really good seafood combinations and things. I like that place. Tom and I have gone there twice, I think now. We'll probably go there again at some point in our lives. That one's pretty good too. So if you're in Jacksonville and up in Northside in the Ocean Way area, that one is damn good. I would rather move our Thursday lunch to that one, but it's too far for everybody else. Although on Friday, or on last Thursday we went, and only two mics, me and Amanda were there. So usually 7 of us, there was 4 of us. Or that Italian joint down in Inverness. Yes, Mr. Frank, yes. We used to hit up that one in Daytona every day. Don't know if you remember because, yeah, it's been 20 years. Just found your channel. Great to see, Armand. Great to see. Who is this? Who am I talking to? Who am I talking to? Yeah, that one in Daytona was great. I used to work at the Volusia Mall. And then I would go over there. Brandon, how the hell are you doing, man? How the hell are you doing? Yeah, we used to go. That was the, I don't know if you remember, I took everybody out for Christmas to that buffet one year. That was a good buffet. That's not there anymore. That was a good one. Where are you living now, man? I thought you moved to, like, Valdosta or somewhere. The Wendy's in Miami is also decent, or decent. Yeah, the kids do say dece. Brandon, oh snap. What are you doing now, Brandon? Joker Cleats Press. JCP. Yeah, lucky for me, I haven't worked a retail job in 14 years now. I've been able to live off of my writing. And this crap. And I divorced that pain in the ass bitch that I was married to back then. Yep, still the Valdosta area. Was a photographer for about 15 years. Now own a little wedding venue. Oh, very cool. Nick Zinn, if you're on. Nick Zinn is another writing friend of mine. and he is a photographer. Yeah, I remember you. I remember you were you were banging that little chick. I remember don't remember her name. She was very cute, and then her chubby friend with the dark hair, and they wore thongs all the time. And I was an old man back then, so I'm really an old man now. Nick Zinn still here. Nick, Brandon, Nick, you're both photographers, or one of yous was. Oh my God, we called her. So this is funny. So Brandon's like hanging out with this chick, right? He's like sleeping with this girl that also worked at JCPenney. And then one day she comes into the break room. We're all sitting there hanging out, and she says to him, "Hey, do you want to go see Seabiscuit tonight?" And we laughed our asses off. So from that moment on, we called her Seabiscuit. Because she asked him out on a date to go see Seabiscuit. I also remember we went to, you, me, and my ex-wife went to a couple of strip clubs one night. That was interesting. I thought she was going to try to sleep with you. I mean, she probably did afterwards, but good times. All right, when he gets back from the ad, then we'll catch up. Reminds me to remind everyone to subscribe or resubscribe, and also to follow me on YouTube. Now I have to repeat that again. I guess I'm going to have to repeat it again. Glad I'm not hearing anything after Seabiscuit. All right. Well, I'll wait to. I would imagine you want me to tell you how I met Brandon, or another person. Back to the show. I heard something about a girlfriend with a cute, chubby friend. Like, I was trying to think of when I worked there. You're talking like 19... No, I came down here in 2001. 2001, 2002. So I'm like 30 maybe, and these girls are like 20. Oh, you want Brandon to tell the story? Yeah, he was banging this cute little girl. I can't remember her name, but we used to call her Seabiscuit. And she had like her goth friend, who also worked at JCPenney's. But yeah, I was 20, 22 during the... Yeah, so I was maybe 30. And these girls were all in their early 20s. And so she was like all... This chick had like dark hair. She was all goth. But then when she would bend over... She was wearing like a smiley face like a pair of thongs. Like, that was when the thongs were like every girl had thongs on. I was just telling everybody before the commercial swallowed you up, Brandon, about nothing but whale tails up exactly. But they I was telling everybody about the time that you and me and my ex-wife went out to a couple of strip clubs one night, and my wife was trying to flirt and hit on you, and I told her to stop it. I met Brandon because we worked together. I was the footwear manager for JCPenney in the Volusia Mall, and I don't know when Brandon started, but he was like he was like my stock boy. And we had a lot of fun on that job, fucking around, and I made no money, but compared to other managers, I was making a lot of money. because I had hired the right people to sell shoes, so I didn't have to sell shoes. And I remember there was this girl. Brandon, do you remember the girl? So how many times did you throw shoes at Brandon? Maybe once or twice. I was up front in catalog before I decided to come slum it in the stockrooms. Yep. Brandon was always back there just fucking around, and I'd be like, could you fill some of these shoes? You know, we got boxes and shit here. Nice. There was this girl I hired. She was like 20, 21, and she had been in the Army, I think. She was very flirty. I don't know if Brandon ever slept with her, but I think there was definitely a thing there. But he might have been banging Seabiscuit at the time. But I remember one time talking to her, and she basically was like, she was like a virgin, and she was like her family was very religious, on, and then she went to the Army, and she's like, then it all changed. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, kind of like if you're a kid and you go into a candy store for the first time and you've never had sugar, and then you realize this is the greatest thing ever, and then you basically have as much sugar as you want. And I'm like, so you were a virgin, but then you like turned into a whore. And she's like, yeah, basically I just fucked everybody and everything in sight for like years. And I was like, holy crap. When you hire the right people, you'll always be rich in spirit. Exactly. There was some other girl that worked for me that her mother had killed her father. I forget her name. There was a woman there that was pissed because when I got hired from outside, and she thought she was going to be the department manager. She was going to be the footwear manager. She never was. Holly. And man, she made my life miserable every single day, trying to get me in trouble, trying to get me fired. I eventually did get fired from that job. I eventually what's her number? I eventually lost that job because people were not checking the shoes when they sold them. You know, how hard is it to open the box? Oh, you want this pair of nines? Open the box and check. Okay, left and a right of nines. When they were just selling shoes, and so we had this giant box of mismatched shoes. And Brandon didn't know what the fuck he was doing back there. Let's be honest. We couldn't figure out where this other shoe. Like sometimes it was just a shoe. Where's the other one? Yeah, come on, Brandon, check the shoes. Well, that was the salesman. We're supposed to check these damn shoes. So, anyway, this giant box of shoes, and we had, I think Brandon was already gone at that point, and we had two stock people, two stock women, whatever you want to call them. And I said to them, we had inventory coming up, and I said we had hidden the box already, so really they didn't even count as against us anymore. And I was like, just take this box and throw it in the dumpster. Throw it in the trash compactor. And one of them, they did, but one of them then went to the office and told the store manager on me that I did it. Yeah, remember that huge? I mean, that box was huge. The box was like huge. You could put a refrigerator in it. Did you have to do background checks to weed out the foot fetishes? There was no really thing to do that. But yeah, we had some weird people that tried to get a job. And so the box got thrown out, and then I got called into the office one morning. I remember I went all the way to the footwear department, hung my jacket up in my office, and then the assistant store manager came and said, Mr. Fortson wants to see you. So I go up to the office, and as I walk in, there is the box. It's there. Yeah, Mr. Fortson was still there. And I was just like, oh, I'm fucked. And he's like, you know, you told them to throw this away. And I'm like, yeah, but it already doesn't count against us. Like, I try to explain. And he's like, you can't do that because this is inventory we could add back in. I'm like, I don't know what any of this stuff is. Some of these shoes were here for years before I got here. I've been here for like 2 years. These are like dusty, were dusty 2 years ago. We don't even make some of these. And he was like, well, uh, what are we going to do? And I was just so pissed. I just said, you know what? I don't know what you're going to do, but I'm not going through these fucking shoes one more time. Fuck that, and fuck these people that I'm working with, because they're all a bunch of fucking jerk-offs. I have no control over them, and I just fucking went off. And he was like, okay, well then I'm going to have to relieve you of your duties. I'm like, not a problem. Here's my store key. Let me go get my jacket. So then the assistant follows me back. I get my jacket. I grab my coffee mug, and I start walking back. And then Mr. Fortson calls him, and he's like, "Have him come back in here." And I went back. I'm like, "What?" He's like, "I need you to write this down." And I'm like, "Let him write this down. You just fired me. Fuck that." And then I left. But he let me collect unemployment, which was nice. And then I went and got another job. Pretty soon after that, I started working. I think I started working for Rack Room Shoes in that same mall for about 6 months or so. And then I was like, I don't want to sell shoes anymore. It's chillin' DJ. How goes it, friend? How goes it yourself? Did you used to mess with LaFours and the Easter Bunny? No, I did not. I don't think that mall had an Easter Bunny or a Santa in it. I don't remember. He relieved you of your duties, so you relieved yourself of your own duties. Exactly. And I was mad, but I was also, I'm going to be honest with you, I was very relieved because I hated everything. I hated that job so much. I hated the people that worked for me. I hated, except for Brandon. Brandon was very cool. I hated the customers. I hated the other managers that were there. There was this manager, I don't remember I think she was women's department, and she was so friggin' redneck hillbilly. And right across the street from that mall is the Daytona Speedway. So whenever they had the big races, the Pepsi 400, the 500, the 9,000, whatever, you really couldn't even get into the mall. So they would sell the spacer for like $20 a space, and the mall would make a shit ton of money. And then, as managers, we would still have to be there all day and all night. And so the store would be packed in the morning, but it was just people basically just walking through to the store to go over to the Speedway. And then during the race, and every year there's like a 10-hour rain delay. During the race, it was just dead. There was nothing to do. And then they would all walk back drunk, and they would all walk through and try shoes on and stuff. Nobody would buy anything because they pissed away all their money on $15 beers. And the one redneck, man, she would come in the morning, and she would be decked out in her racing gear and racing hat and all kinds of stuff. And then she would go over to all the races. The store manager, Mr. Fortson, would always take like 3 or 4 managers. Never me. 3, 4 managers, they would go to all the races during the day. And then I would be in here. You're in charge. In charge of what? If anything happens, store burns down, it's your fault. It did have a bar, though, in the mall. Took advantage of that on every lunch break. Did it? I don't remember the bar. Was there a bar? Yeah, I think I do remember the bar. Yeah. No, I never did. I wasn't, no, I should have, though, right? I should have just fucking gotten drunk. Listen to this epic rants. Hell yeah, brother. This is a rant, and this is literally over 20 years ago. I love when somebody fires you and then asks for your help after. Go F yourself. Yeah, you know what that's about. Oh, the German restaurant. I do remember that. Yeah. I remember in the next shopping center there was a deli. That's where we would all sometimes go, to the deli there. Billy Milano vibing, yeah. But yeah, that was and so that was a job that I've mentally gone back to a lot of times in when I'm writing some stories, and literally will remember customers or people I worked with And yeah, I'm writing. It's a first book in a trilogy called. It's called the book is called Painted Black. It's a noir detective book. I'm co-writing with Tom Duffy. He was also in the feed. We're going back and forth. We just broke 50,000 words of 63,000 words, so we should finish the first book by the end of this week. Redneck Lady was a friend of Seabiscuit and the Goth Girl. They house sat for her for some reason, defiled that entire place. I can't remember her name, but man, we had some. There was a woman who worked for me, Brenda, and she would try shoe. She would put shoes on people. People put, and she would go, "Them are nice." Like literally, them are nice. And her boyfriend, Pookie. I don't think that was his real name though. Yeah, I worked with some friggin' characters. What genre? It's a noir crime fiction. It's a private eye book. First book in the trilogy. Tom and I have written two other trilogies: a heist trilogy and a adventure trilogy. What do you write? Yeah, we had some good times at that job. I mean, good times as in I'm glad I'm not longer there. Why don't you ever write books with Bush song titles? I think I know two Bush songs. It was a crazy couple of years. Florida didn't disappoint. No, it did not. I think you were down here for school or something, and then you were like, screw this, and then you went back home. Any place to write a caper trilogy in the future, maybe. Sounds cool. New sci-fi thriller writer here. Just about to drop my first novella here. Couldn't meet the novel requirements, so it's considered a novella. Well, very cool. You know what? You finished something though, and a lot of people don't even finish things. There was I don't remember her name, Brandon. She was a short little blonde chick. She's about my age, and she worked part time, and I ended up after I got separated from my second wife. I ended up dating her on the side for about 3-4 months. We had a lot of fun, and then she was like, "We can't do this anymore. You're my boss." And I almost was like, "Well, then you're fired," but I didn't. That was a good. That was a good time. Yeah, Nick. Sorry for the data responses. Streams lag a bit right now. I'm on mobile. Guess your sexual harassment policy was lax with. Oh God, yeah. Yeah, you're talking 20 years ago. You're like, yeah, I'm allowed to bang my associates as long as nobody gets hurt and nobody says anything. Then I went through that period where I was trying to bang every customer that came into. I was like flirting with every lady that I don't care what you look like. I want to bang you. Good times. There was a very cute girl who worked at the Auntie Anne's pretzel place too. I hit on her a lot. I bought a lot of pretzels from her. We never went out. Consensual. Oh, Mr. Frank. I want to remind everybody to subscribe or resubscribe here. And also, here's a big one. This is for you, Brandon. For you, it's Chillin' DJ. Go to my YouTube and please follow me on YouTube. I'm trying to build up the YouTube, and I'm about a quarter of the way there. So I got a lot of ground to catch up. So if you would do that, I would really appreciate it. It took me about 3 years to finally push past my boundaries to get this damn book written in. I'm so excited. Should begin the first sample book here shortly. Very cool. Congratulations. Not many people can actually finish a book. Everybody starts one. I knew that comment was getting in. Ooh, Mr. Frank, right? I mean, you have to. I need to finish this chapter, though. Thanks for the subscription, Chillin' DJ. I'll have to look to see when you are on. If you get on and you're doing any writing or anything, I will definitely follow along. And again, follow me on the on YouTube. Just look for my name. I do not have a Discord server. It's just there's just too many. There's just too many things. You basically follow me on Twitch, and then I take this Twitch and I dump it over to YouTube, and I also do other stuff on YouTube, and then of course I have, I have Facebook and I have Instagram and I have TikTok and I have all the other ones. My favorite thing is when he starts to read and then deflated and finishes with an "Oh, Mr. Frank." Yeah. No worries, just want to see if there was some sort of offline chat. No, you don't want an offline chat with these people, trust me. Most of the offline chat is going to be on the YouTube. So people will, especially Mr. Frank, will make comments there after the fact. So go over there and do that. And all of these previous from like the last year or so are on there. Plus, I drink coffee every morning. I post other things. I do book reviews. I do movie reviews. I do TV show reviews. Who's sending messages over here? I do, I don't know, I do other things. Good question. Good question, Tom. Is not who you think it is. Mr. Frank, that's also an excellent question. I like how we're having a secondary conversation. So, anyway, there you go. Really, I'm doing this so I can get some words in, but I'm also doing it so I can eventually build up the YouTube channel and be a billionaire. Not just on my writing, but on other non-writing stuff. I'm going to keep writing. You know what I'm saying? Nobody got anything better to do right now. I'm going to make this one a little longer than normal because I get some effing writing in. Thanks for the trip down memory lane. Got to check out your work now. I'll come down one day and we can hit up one of those Chinese places. Yeah, 100%, definitely. Definitely. Anytime you're going to be in the Jacksonville area, then let me know. You can come hang out. My current wife right now, I promise she won't hit on you. I'll tell her not to. But very, very cool. Have fun working. And on the right, go to Texas. My ex-wife is out there. She'll sleep with you. She'll sleep with everybody else in Texas. I chat offline all the time, Token Tom. Sorry, trying to talk here and I'm at work right now. You know what? No problem. We're all work. You know what I'm saying? We all have a job to do in this world. We're all working right now, Tommy boy. Tell your job that you're trying to chat on here and to back off. Yeah. Be like, this is way more important than this stupid job. Right? We all wish it was that easy. Although I did roll out of bed at almost 10:30 this morning. So. Almost done with this chapter, I think. I always like when I roll like this and I can see the bottom, but I can't see. I see the bottom now. All right. Work my whole lunch hour around this stream. And then some, right? I ignore my work for the stream. You know what? Whatever works, Nick. Whatever works. Alright, I'm back now. Sorry, I'm a dispatcher, so things can get hectic sometimes. Any place I can send the book summary to you, Armand, needs some opinions from experienced guys. You can. It's Armand Rosamilia, all one, at gmail.com. But not sure I can get to it soon. I got a million things going, but I will look at it. The dynamite can wait. Nick. Nothing is blowing up in Wisconsin for this hour. The police can't figure it out. Yeah, they're like, how come every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? And no idea why they're using Eastern Standard Time in Wisconsin, but there's no bombs going off. What do you dispatch? Police and also a 911 operator. Smooth operator? Oh, snap. It's the fuzz. Mr. Frank, you're so goofy. I dispatch tanker trucks. Tom Duffy's left the conversation. Yeah, you got a lot of mobsters in here. I dispatch a lot of poop, which I didn't go. Look, it's an hour and 16 minutes into this. I haven't stopped to go to the bathroom yet. Crazy. I got all excited about my old J.C. Penney job. Always fun when somebody comes in you haven't talked to in, I don't know, 20 years. Not a Fed Tom, you're good. So does my Jitsi P always plugs me up like a cheap toilet. Tom Dovey has cautiously re-entered the conversation. Dispatchers have better things to worry about than Tom's illegal trade. I would love to have the feds monitor to a stakeout on Tom. They'd be like, this dude hasn't left in 10 days. Not even like left the house. He hasn't left the upstairs of this house for 10 days. Like, we have an agent literally sitting in the kitchen right now, hasn't seen this guy in 10 days. Don't go crazy, though, sending the feds, though, because that's my mother-in-law's house. I don't want them busting up my mother-in-law's house for Tom. He's just sitting upstairs. I'm hearing thunder. I'm just waiting for Tom to run now. I don't run. I'd rather get arrested than have to move faster than casual. Yeah, me too. If I was ever in trouble, I'm like, well, you don't have to worry about me running. Nick probably got his invisible girl hiding outpatient Tom's place. I'd ever think to look for her there. Brilliant. We got more Nicks than that an old button on Curacao Oak Island. I'm out of coffee. But I do have peach tea backup. So we're good. And I'm almost at the next page, people. Can you feel it? Oh, back scratcher. Can always use the back scratcher. Ah. Goodness, that's good. No better feeling in the whole world. Whole world. She's the best. It's important to find the one you want to blow this world up with. Someone needs to light the fuse. That is so prophetic. Caesar, fuck. What? What's your mouth? Welcome in. Miss Frank and Nick making statements that sound like metaphors but are literal. Yeah, literally metaphors. What's going on? Jumped in at the tail end of this. I've gotten to the next page. I just need to finish it and wrap it up, and then I'm done. Another few lines. Get ready, Tom. Get ready. Next page, Nick's in. Next page. We got to get more people used to work with on here so we get more. So, yeah, there'd be a lot of good stories. A lot of things would be like, wow, you should have been fired. Hey, anyone got any shark movie recommendations? I have a bunch I can recommend not to watch. Yeah. Nick has the same movies, but he's recommending them to watch. Once I worked with this kid at McDonald's, and I don't know his real name because I decided his name was Elmy, and that's all I ever called him. Wow. That seems mean. So childish, but I make no apologies. You shouldn't. Lame. Oh, you called him... I think Elmy would be better. Hey, Elmy! Hey, Elmy! Drop some fries! These people are getting mad in the drive-thru. friggin' this dude from Skid Row is here, got $100 bill. All right, Tom. Chapter 40. Nice. There was a very obese manager that would wear this purple sweater in the winter, so we called him Grimace. Of course you did. Nobody knows who Fred Durst is at the Wendy's. Yeah. Except for you and Jess, and then Fred Durst screws up the order of the drive-thru, and Jess says, "Get your shit together, Fred Durst and Wendy's." And then she drives away. Still lurking. Just remember to have a photo album of all the folks from JCPenney that Katie gave me on my last day there. You and Holly are the first photo, and you look thrilled. Seriously, I need to see that. I need to see that picture. Wow. Remember, I had everybody over at my backyard. And there was this cute little girl, I forget her name, and we decided we were going to make deep fried Twinkies, I think. So we just put a Twinkie in the Fry Daddy grease, and then she took a bite, and it was just like, it smelled disgusting. But she ate it. Yeah, I definitely need to see that picture. No, anyway, thanks to the new people. I had a photo of Polaroids of women posing as letters of the alphabet. I'm sure you did. Remind me to tell you the story of the band when I managed bands in the 90s, and the photographs we had of women in various different cities. All right, I'm out of here. An hour 30 today. Wow, that was pretty good. But I got the chapter done. Tom, chapter done. I'll message you anyway because I have to do it that way. And I will see everybody probably not tomorrow. Definitely Wednesday. Definitely Friday. I will see everybody. We will all hang out. Got it. I'll get on it in a bit. Perfect. Yeah. Knock this next chapter out, and then I'm going to take a nap right now. Then when I come back, then we can keep working on this thing. Let's get some chapters done today. All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Remember, subscribe or resubscribe, and also follow me on YouTube. I would greatly appreciate that. Bye.